Alright, so before we get into the muscles here, I just wanted to talk about muscle weakness. So in particular with a stroke can affect the way that your muscles work. You see, the brain needs to send signals to those muscles through your nerves to make them move. However, after a stroke, the neural inputs are reduced, which then results in muscle weakness. So we're going to have a look at two main muscle groups. We're going to look at the quadriceps here on the front of the thigh as well as the hamstrings on the back. So taking a look at the quadriceps, they're made up of four muscles. We have the rectus femoris, which is that big one on the front there, which crosses both the hip and the knee joint. We also have the vastus medialis here on the inside, and the vastus lateralis, which is on the outside there. The fourth muscle is below that rectus femoris, which is your vastus intermedius. So together those four muscles connect onto the front of the knee, which then connects to the lower leg. So together these four muscles work to extend or straighten the knee, as well as the rectus femoris also flexes the thigh at the hip. Okay, and then moving on to the back of the leg here, we're going to have a look at the hamstring muscles. The hamstrings are a group of muscles on the back of the upper leg there. They include the biceps femoris, the semitendinosus, and the semimembranosus. So the hamstrings work to flex the knee joint as well as to extend the thigh backwards. So when you bend your knee or bring your foot towards your bum, it's those hamstring muscles that are working to do that movement. So now we're going to have a look at some exercises that can be used to strengthen the quadriceps and the hamstrings. And I've also included some different levels of progressions as well, depending on your ability and strength. Okay, so this first exercise we're going to look at is going to be a quadricep strengthening exercise. So level 1 here, we're going to do an assisted knee extension. So I'm going to be working the right leg here. So you'll notice that I'm going to be using my left leg to assist my knee in extending or straightening out. The idea here is to try and let that working leg do most of the work, and then either using your stronger or unaffected leg or arm to kind of assist in that movement. This exercise can be performed for 2 to 3 sets of 10 to 15 repetitions or even more. Okay, so level 2 of this exercise is going to be a knee extension on the towel, so without using assistance. The idea here is to straighten your leg as much as you can without any assistance. Of course, you can work your way up to this using the unaffected side to aid you in this exercise. Okay, so level 3 of this exercise is an assisted knee extension against gravity. So the idea here is to try and use your right leg or your unaffected side as much as you can to bring that leg up, to straighten that leg, and then back down. Here I'm using my left leg to assist in that motion. Level 4 of this exercise is an eccentric knee extension against gravity. So again, I'm using my unaffected side to lift that right leg up, and then I'm trying to squeeze those quadriceps muscles really, really hard to slowly let that right leg fall to the ground. Of course, you can increase the length of how slowly you let that leg fall as well. Okay, so level 5 of this exercise is a knee extension against gravity. So there's no assistance here, so I'm using the affected or the right side to perform the entire movement. And here I'm really thinking about squeezing those quadricep muscles at the top as my knee is completely straight, and then controlling that leg back down. You can, of course, play with the tempo with this as well, so you can increase or decrease the length as you're bringing that leg up or bringing that leg down. Okay, and then last level here, level 6, we're doing a resistance band knee extension. So here I've just put a resistance band at the top of my ankle there, so it's making it a little bit harder to straighten my knee at the top there. Again, the idea is just to control this movement and really, really squeeze those quadricep muscles as you're straightening that leg. Okay, next exercise we're going to look at is for strengthening the hamstrings. So level 1, we're doing an assisted knee flexion. So similar to the last one that we did, but here we're working on using my left or unassisted leg to help bend that right knee and bring it closer towards my bum. So again, try and really use your hamstrings as much as you can on that unaffected side, and then just using assistance where needed. You can also use your hand as well if you don't want to use your leg. Okay, level 2 of this exercise, we're going to be doing a knee flexion on the towel. So no assistance here. I'm just working on dragging that heel in the ground towards my body and then pushing that leg out. Okay, level 3 of this exercise is knee flexion and extension against gravity. So here we're doing the same motion, except my leg is off of the ground now, so you'll notice I'm getting more range of motion in my leg. Last level here is going to be using a resistance band. So this is going to make it a little bit harder to kind of pull that heel towards your bum. Again, you can play with the tempo here.